CQ POTA, calling CQ, calling CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, Park number US-1032, QRZ. CQ POTA, calling CQ, calling CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. 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 Well, you know what would make a big difference? I wasn't even on a sideband. I was on the op channel. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Brain fart. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Woohoo! Yeah, we got a contact on the military radio. That's what's up. After 1 year, this thing has been sitting in a closet. Whiskey 2 again.
Whiskey 2, Victor, Delta, Zulu.
Whiskey, stand by here. Whiskey 2, Victor, Delta, Zulu, QSL.
QSL, Clayton, W2, VDZ, 55, New Jersey.
Roger, copy on the 55, New Jersey. You are 5959 here at State Park, 1032. We are working the military HF radio, QSL.
QSL, thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Roger, 73s, and we do have you logged. Thank you so much for being our first contact here on our HF military radio, the PRC-1099 Alpha. Thank you so much, QRZ. This is Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha at park number 1032, working the PRC-1099 Alpha, HF military radio, QRP. We're doing about 10 to 15 watts so far on this radio. QRZ, Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air, This is Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ Parks on the air, park number 1032, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ, CQ POTA. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, K9QCA, QRZ. CQ POTA, K9QCA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, QRZ. Colin and VK, I would love to have one of those radios. Man, I tell you what, it took me a long time to acquire one of these. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, calling CQ Parks on the air, K9QCA, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Okay, I copied a Whiskey 4 station again, please. Okay, was that a Whiskey 4 Quebec Echo Whiskey? Is that a QSL? Was that a QSL in the cost line? Was that a Whiskey 4 Quebec Echo Whiskey QSL?
Negative. Whiskey 4 Kilo Echo Whiskey.
Okay, QSL, Whiskey 4 Kilo Echo Whiskey. I got you 5 and 5, 55 at the park, Illinois. Whiskey 4 Kilo Echo Wiki. Did you copy the signal report? 5 and 5 Illinois. QSL. What is my signal report? Over. QSL. Copy on the 5-7. Copy on 5-7. Thank you so much. We'll say 73s and God bless and thank you for running. QRZ, this is Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Hey Patrick, if I'm near the SSTV frequency, should I move? 313?
Well, you're in the voice portion. If they want to do SSTV, they can move. They can do it in the digital area.
CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ Parks on the air, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Okay, I copied a Whiskey 4 again. I copied a Whiskey 4 station, Whiskey 4 again. Whiskey 4, last call. Okay, no contact on the Whiskey 4 station, QRZ, K9QCA, CQ POTA. Now, if there's another POTA on the frequency, then I'm not going to move. Oh well. Because I'm not hearing anything on my end. When I got on this frequency, it was clear. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Any luck? CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air. CQ Park's on the air. Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ.
Whiskey 1, Victoria Radio.
QSL, Whiskey 1, Victoria Radio. I have you 5 and 9.
Here in Fox Lima. 4x5 is Fox Lima. Go ahead.
Roger. Copy on 4-5. Copy on 4-5. Did you copy my signal report? It is 5 and 9, 5-9, Illinois.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. 73s. I'm going to find a different frequency because that's annoying me.
Roger that. Thanks for the contact.
Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha. noise again. You hear that? That dit, 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 dit? Is that coming from that?
I'm not doing CW.
Still getting that darn software update error on this. What is it? Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Alpha, QRZ, Park number 1032, Illinois. I think I saw a couple comments coming in though, but I wasn't able to read them. I think I saw like one or two. Whoever posted the last comments, if you want to go ahead and repost them again. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. What frequency? I am on 20 meters, 14,315. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ POTA, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, calling CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. It's 1032. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. There's a Fish and Wildlife warden just popped in here. I was kind of waiting to see if he was going to question us what you're doing, because I've seen those videos before where the Fish and Wildlife officers would question the ham operators.
Yeah.
CQ Park's on the air, calling CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, calling CQ Park's on the air, QRZ. Oh, somebody's doing CW. I'm going to have to move. What? Is it my lightning rod? I'm trying to contact the aliens off of Mars. Yep. They just launched a new satellite, NASA did, from Mars, so I'm tracking the aliens. Come on, man, you ain't gonna buy that. No, we're doing amateur radio. It's like talking on a CB, but you're licensed through the Federal Communications Commission. So we're activating a park right now. So this park has its own unique park number. So what we're doing is we're trying to contact as many other ham operators as we can, and then we get a score for it. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. K04GBB, is it 10 or 15 watts? It's 25. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. There's two power settings on the top up here. I have it set on high right now, which is 25. And then if you put it down on low, it's 15. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. And then I'm gonna show you guys. Here's Patrick, the other ham operator. He's doing FT8 on the new Zbit. Patrick, you want to say hi?
Hey.
CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ Park's on the air, CQ Park's on the air, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. Last time I used this radio was over a year ago. I had some software problems with it, but I think I found a way around the software error, because what it would do is it would, if I would try to change the frequency, it would go back to its original frequency where it was at, and I couldn't move it. So I've always tried looking up the software error code, and I can't find anything. I've tried joining a lot of different Facebook groups for military radios. I really couldn't find anything. Even when I was in Dayton a couple weeks ago, there was a couple guys using military radios down there. They've never heard it either. So I put in the error code in ChatGPT, the AI app, and it came back with a software error. And it said that it needed to be updated or something like that. And turn this volume down. So it gave a couple of options on how you could try to fix it. You know, it said power off the radio and leave it off for about 10 seconds, repower it back on. I tried that, still didn't work, still got a software error code. And then it said something about take the batteries out, leave the batteries out for a while, put them back in. And then it said something about a hard reset, and that didn't work. But going into the settings in here for tuning around on the frequencies, I found out that I can minimize this error code without having any problems with the frequency, because you got two dials on here. If you want to change the frequency, you have one dial here and you got one dial here. So in order to get the frequency, you have to turn this dial first, and then turn this dial, then you got to turn that dial on this dial. You know, it's not, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then when you get into that frequency section, you got to turn this dial again. And then I found out that once it gets on the frequency, if I count to like 1001 or 1002, and then I move the button again, I can change the number. And that kind of seems to keep that software error message away from bothering with the frequency without going back to the original where it happened at. So maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha calling CQ POTA QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. Any luck over there? Patrick? Any luck on contacts?
Not yet. Well, I think I worked for one on FT8.
Oh. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. K9QCA QRZ. CQ POTA. CQ POTA. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ POTA. CQ POTA. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ POTA. CQ POTA. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. CQ POTA. CQ POTA. Kilowatt 9 Quebec. Charlie Alpha QRZ. Get a hold of N9ACC and your message disappeared on my screen. Is there any way you can... His email is good on QRZ. Let me go into my note sections here in my iPad. N9ACC. Okay, and I'm going to put this in my notes on my iPad. And what's he specialize in? Military radios? Retired Navy vet. Okay. Okay, I saved that in my notes, my iPad. Tell him Mo sent you. All right. Oh, maybe he might have an answer for me because the software update is it's annoying. I bought this radio last year at Huntsville Hamfest. The guy had it for sale on the flea market table. He was military, and he said that this radio was issued to him after he left. He is a freaking genius. Cool. If I could find the guy that, well, I tried sending an email to the guy that I bought this from though, but apparently his email on QRZ wasn't good or something like that. But maybe I'll see him again in Huntsville. But hey, you know, at least I'm getting it to work. You know, that's all that matters right now. CQ-POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. 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 What you think of this park, Patrick?
I like it.
I might have to come out here every once in a while, take a little drive out here. CQ-POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. A little bit more different scenery than back home. CQ-POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. 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 I might as well probably just throw that away.
Yeah.
That POTA mass.
I've got it out all the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. CQ-POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. You know, this is my old coax that I had in the basement when I cleaned out my other car. This was coax. This is the first coax that I had when I bought that Zygu. This is what he included with.
That's about the length I need for the motor.
CQ-POTA, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9 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 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. You guys want to see the insane headset that this radio uses? Check out this monstrous headset. looks like a pilot's headset, don't it?
Yep. And QCA, when you're not good.
CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ.
It wakes up my receiver, return to QRP.
CQ POTA, Kilowatt 9 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, QRZ. I don't know, I'm about to go hunting and look for other POTA activators and see if I can't log them. There's somebody in Iowa right now doing a park. $14,272. Wish they made an easier way to change the frequencies on this thing. I still get, I'm still getting that soft error code. Like, in order for me to even to try to bypass it, I have to move the buttons really slow and then take a pause and then move it again. I'm gonna try turning this off and turn it back on, let it set. So far, I've only done three contacts so far since I've had this turned on. Well, I got the number 5 and then it did that error code. Now it's back to where I was before. Son of a bitch. See, if I go past that, if I go past number 4, it gives me that error code. Then it goes back to the original frequency that I was on, and then it goes back to channel 2. I don't know. I'm about ready to give up.
I am too. I'll have this one in the book. It just won't be activated.
Yeah.
I think I got 3 on FT8 and 1 on CW.
Oh, you got a CW?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm going to try this one more and see if I can get here. And if I can, I'm going to start putting everything in. This thing doesn't seem to work like SWSJTS. They would send me the report, and mine would seem like I was calling them again. I'd have to manually move it over. I'm still loving this little rig. I just had to get off CW because every single time you keyed up, it completely wiped it out.
You want me to take a break so you can try it?
Now,
Okay.
I want to use it when I actually have my key with me and I can send it my fucking self.
I'm going to send an email to that retired Navy vet. Somebody was on my live and said that there was a retired Navy vet that I guess that deals with these military radios, and maybe he might have an answer for me. You know, I never used to do this when I got it.
I found the owner's manual for it today.
What, this?
Yeah.
I read through it. I couldn't find anything.
This is one that actually, it even has to break down the diagram and shit in it for people working on them.
Yeah. I read the manual. I couldn't find anything in there about that 601J air code. I was talking to Jesse up there in Wisconsin, and I told him about it. He says, well, you could probably send it to me. I could probably fix it for you.
Battery's getting low. I guess I didn't. I charged these so damn long ago. Oh. There's your adapter before I forget it.
All right. Now, if I move, oh, never mind, it did it. Well, I don't know. He's wanting to wrap things up. I guess 3 contacts is better than nothing. All right. Yeah.
It popped off, but I unhooked it. I got it started back on there, but we need to get a pair of pliers so we can tighten it up.
Yeah.
So it'll be falling off every time you hit it.
All right, guys. Well, I tried going through the frequencies, trying to change it though, but I kept getting that same error code on this radio. So I'm going to come back here tomorrow and get 8 more contacts, then turn your log in. Brother, I'm 116 miles away east from here. I'm sorry, yeah, west, not east. I'm 116 miles west from home from here, so this is, huh? Yeah, what he said, east. This is just a spur of the moment kind of thing, so I gave him his mail because he's a over-the-road truck driver. Unless I get the, well, actually, you know what? Did you bring your G90? Actually, hold on. You know what? I think I might have a spare radio that I could probably finish my POTA. Give me a second. Let me run out to my car. Oh, fuck. Hey, you want to put that back up really quick? I'm gonna grab the TS50.
I'll put yours on here. Here's for your radio.
Oh, guys, came in the mail Friday morning. My new backpack from Radio Oddity. I'm waiting for the antenna to come in. I can unlock it, yeah. Why is not getting any power? Oh, come on. Why isn't this damn thing powering on? Weird. Oh, well. Well, wonder if I blow a fuse. Yep. Blew a fuse. Well, no Kenwood T50. Blown fuse. Man as well. And I'm not gonna dig in the fuse box in my car and give me an extra fuse either. Fuck it. Well, sorry folks, POTA's over. Hey, at least we had fun, right?
Yep. Coax.
Paperclip. No, I guess before I wrap things up, I guess I could probably make a video before I wrap things up here. Any of you do content creating? You know, I got my cell phone on one of these tripod gimbals. I didn't think I was going to spend the money on it though, but I saw that K8 MRD and Vince had one. I finally broke down, and this outing did teach us a few things. Yeah, always bring spare fuses when you're on POTA. DJI 3 Osmo. My FT100D is 75 pounds. I have a Clipperton almost 300. Did you say 1,000 or 100? Oh, the 1,000. Okay. Hillbilly Ham, what's going on, brother? One of the newest toys for my social media, for my content creating. Oh, it's even got a phone app, which is awesome. You can control it from the phone. Check my QRZ. I'll always tell you I'm hillbilly. Fan sends video first. Let me see here. What'd I do? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Clayton, 250 pounds of Yazoo, call sign Kilowatt 9, Quebec Charlie Alpha, and we are here with my co-pilot Patrick, NU9D, over-the-road truck driver. Well, we made a special pit stop here just in Morrison, Illinois. We're here at park number US-1032. This is the Stratton State Park. Patrick, what was the first one? George? It was George Stratton, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we're here at George Stratton State Park, park number US-1032. You can see behind me we have the riverfront, which is the part of the river. I'm not sure which river this is. I want to say this is the Illinois River. I'm not too sure, but anyway, we have the tracking AI capture feature on our new DJI Osmo right now, which pre-ordered on Best Buy a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to be taking this out to the Huntsville Hamfest, and so far I've already made one video on this, and you can check it out on my YouTube, which was the Campbell's Island State Park POTA activation that I did. It was a 2-camera activation. I had the DJI Osmo facing on the Zbit, and then my iPhone was angled on the on myself. So I'm going to give you guys just a little tour here of the state park and what we're actually running right now. So as you can see behind me, this is part of the river here. This is actually off of Illinois I-47 and Route 6 out here in Morrison, Illinois. And I'll show you guys the equipment that I'm using. Let me go ahead and turn my camera around here so you can. Okay, so this is the equipment that we're using. So we originally first started out with the military radio. This is a 80 through 10 meter military HF radio. It's a QRP. It's got 2 settings on it. It's 25 watts on high and 15 watts on low. So this is what the radio looks like. And it's got a really long whip antenna that comes out, which is really cool. And then we are actually live here too. Hi, Clayton. We're live right now on YouTube, so we had a pretty good following base so far for the state park. We started out really slow on followers, then we moved up to about 10 people, which is really nice. I'm really thankful for that. So after the activation was kind of like going downhill, I was having some problems on the logging software because I wasn't able to get anybody because we only made 3 contacts. It's got an error problem on this PRC radio. So anytime I tried changing the frequency, it would give me an error code, and I was giving a call sign with a U.S. retired Navy veteran. I'm going to send him an email. Looking at these comments, everybody hit that comment button. Everybody hit that like button, man. 73s, guys. We're going to be wrapping things up here at the state park. Just going to finish up this video. Hi. Got the Radio Oddity backpack that we received on Friday. This thing is pretty awesome. I like this backpack. This backpack is going to be kept in my other vehicle with some other radios. What I've been using so far is I've been using the Kenwood TS50 stored in my backpack, but we can't use the radio because I have a blown fuse. So that's our in for our POTA because we have a blown fuse and we can't use it. And then where'd he go? Mr. Patrick over there in U9D, he was using the Zbit. So yeah, this is very pretty scenery out here, guys. This is really cool. I actually like this. This actually park is actually really nice. I like it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say 73s. Thank you so much for checking me out here on this small little video upload that I'm going to be putting up here on YouTube. And we're here at Morrison, Illinois, off of Illinois 47, Route 6, George Stratton State Park, park number 1032. We only made 3 contacts, but, you know, even though I wasn't able to activate the state park with having 10 contacts, I got 3 contacts. That's better than nothing. It's still going to get uploaded on the POTA log just because I was out here. And just so you guys are aware, when you guys are doing a POTA activation, if you guys are not able to activate the state park with 10 contacts, it's always highly recommended to always upload your logs no matter how many contacts you made. I don't care if you made 1 contact, 2 contacts, 3 or 4, 5 contacts, 7, whatever. If you're not able to activate the state park with not getting 10 contacts, take the contacts that you already have and upload it onto the POTA website so you get credit for it. You're always going to get credit for it no matter what, even if you don't activate the state park, because if you upload those logs, the other people that hunted you are still going to get credit for it no matter what. So, a little tip for you guys when you're doing parks on the air. So, anyway, guys, Clayton here at the state park again. 250 pounds of Yaesu, K9 QCA 73s, and I'll be seeing you guys in Huntsville. We have 69 days left. 73s, and God bless, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. That's a wrap. Padre 1914 KE8 SRW 73. Hibbleham says everybody have a good week. Yep, starting out a new week starting tomorrow. Well, I guess technically today starts a new week. that Illinois Game and Fishing Warden that came through here, I was really wanting to see if he was going to stop and question me. I've seen a lot of videos of ham operators doing parks, and sometimes you get those fish and game wardens that just want to be complete jerks and they want to question you and figure out what you're doing. One of these days, I would like one of those officers to come talk to me. Like, I ain't doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking no laws.
Talking to everybody and yourself.
Yeah. I'm going to stay alive until I wrap things up. keep these guys entertained.
Don't forget your adapter in your pocket before you forget it.
All right.
Is that the bag your military goes in?
No, it's this green one down here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what I got at Dayton from Gigaparts.
What batteries you got in it?
It's a battery I've never heard of before. You ever seen these?
Yeah. About
Seems like
not quite halfway down, but probably wouldn't hurt to put it on the charge before you go out and play that game.
Yeah. Oh, guys, the backpack from Radio Oddity. Here's what it looks like when it's empty.
It looks like
When my camera blows over.
you need some crazy glue on that leg.
Ah, screw it.
Okay, twist those to get along down.
I'll just do this. Yeah, this is what I took my cell phone out of its tripod. Here's what the bag looks like when it's empty. And my tripod that I bought at Best Buy, this is over a year ago. 3 legs that extend on the bottom. One piece broke, so I'm gonna have to super glue that back on there. How was everybody's weekend? Did anybody go out and do any POTA or anything? Anybody spend time with their family? Anybody stay home and not really do anything? How about any upcoming plans for 4th of July? Anybody have any big plans for that? Did the leg just a break. Gotcha. Oh, speaking of 4th of July, guys, if anybody lives close to Milwaukee, July 5th, we went to one of the local Hamfests yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Hillbilly, did you find anything worth buying when you went to your Hamfest? No, it didn't buy anything. Had a table there. Oh, that's cool.
for them to turn them off.
Yeah, these things are hard to get off. They're easy to put on, but they're hard to take off.
Not arthritis, it just, I can't grip shit like that with their pliers.
Hey, Chris, are you watching the live? I think you sent me a text message. Chris, if you're able to write in the chat here, if you're able to send to me. Says I'm watching the live. Oh, if anybody's interested in what kind of batteries are in this, they're rechargeable USB-C batteries. All right, guys, have a good one.